my name is Mike Kirby. I was the city's first environmentalist starting in 2008. I'm still hanging on, it's 2019. This behind me is our city's most iconic tree. It is a banyan tree located in downtown Bonita, the center of Bonita, which has our Imperial River and our park, our Riverside Park. It is where we all congregate for the city. And in that note, these were originally called council trees, where councils met. So they're so huge and provide canopy and shade that cities, councils used to meet under trees like these. Our Bonita banyan tree, Ficus altissima, native to southern Asia, commonly known as the council tree or lofty fig, planted by Cordell Smith in 1921. Cordell Smith lived from 1883 to 1963. This banyan tree was planted by Cordell Smith, a well-liked settler in the village of Survey, now officially the city of Bonita Springs. The industrious Cordell is fondly remembered for his active role in meeting various needs of our early community. A former freight car hopper with a delight for trains, Cordell also had an extraordinary zeal for knowledge. He was a tenacious reader with a memory as long as the railroad tracks that he often traveled. True to his civic-minded nature, Cordell uprooted this banyan tree near the southwest intersection of Bonita Beach Road and Heitman Avenue, later the Tamiami Trail, now Old 41 Road. From there, he carried the sizable young tree on his back before replanting it just south of the social hub known as the Pavilion. Many years later, in 1962, the Pavilion was replaced by the Community Hall. Nevertheless, our banyan still endures. So, in keeping with the kindred spirit of Cordell Smith, may you enjoy the peaceful setting beneath our Bonita banyan. Follow the words so befittingly inscribed upon his tombstone. Read much, remember, and may your memory span as long as the railroad tracks. These are the aerial roots of a banyan tree. Banyan trees need these aerial roots to support their branches. You can see they come out at almost 90-degree angles from the tree. So what we had to do for this banyan tree to survive hurricanes and tropical storms was to cordon off these little areas and allow these aerial roots to come down. When they first start, they're little stringy guys and it's easy to just pull them and break them. We needed to protect these and get them into the ground. So we created a little shrub fern area around some of these aerial rooting areas, and I personally dug several of these into the ground to get them started. Now they are fully supporting these horizontal branches. Here's a close-up view of some of these aerial roots. You can see they will branch out and get the support they need from the soil and then grow up to the tree and start getting bigger and thicker for supports. So these are probably the thickest ones we have, so this branch here is in great shape. Banyan trees have a lot of uses worldwide. The Indians from India still make rubber out of the trees, from the latex from the sap, and the figs themselves are eaten all over the world. There are several different types of figs that you can eat from fig trees. As a matter of fact, this one's in bloom right now. There are large red figs throughout the tree. Banyan trees start off small like any other tree, but they can get big like this. The biggest one is in India. It's 16 acres. We have the second biggest one in Southwest Florida. You can see the size of it here. The Edison Ford Estate up in Fort Myers has one slightly larger than this one. but they are also called walking trees. As you can see, the aerial roots keep going out from the tree, and walking, the tree will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they will live hundreds of years. So maybe something you might not want to plant in your yard, but in a park setting, it'll provide lots of shade, lots of canopy, green space. It'll quiet down the effects of noise and reduce the harsher aspects of an urban environment, like buildings and cars and streets and power lines. It is a green oasis which a lot of us will enjoy just by sitting under it in a park bench. I mentioned earlier about an oasis. Large trees provide oases. Here, let's go into that for a minute. Look at all the understory here, the ferns, the shrubs, even the small trees coming up. These large trees like that, are like magnets for small communities. Okay, even the aerial roots and the branches themselves have bromeliads and air plants growing on them. A whole ecosystem around one single tree. And it's not just plants that large trees like this attract. There are bees, birds, butterflies, foxes, raccoons, armadillos. Everything is going to utilize this area. It is truly a microcosm of a smaller ecosystem. As you can see, any urban tree is going to get too large and needs some corrective pruning. So an arborist is usually hired to do the corrective pruning and make recommendations for the tree. I happen to be an arborist, so I've helped out with this tree a little. You can see some of these branches starting to go out very far, and they don't have the aerial roots. So the branches that do not have the aerial roots, we'll want to prune those towards the end so that they don't fall over. This area is a target. Anytime you have people underneath a tree, they are called targets. So you reduce the target damage by pruning the tree properly. Banyan trees are fast-growing trees, so you have to watch them very carefully. Unlike other trees, say a live oak, which only grows 1 or 2 feet a year, these things can grow 4, 5, 6 feet a year. So an inspection needs to be done at least once a year for a banyan tree. So I come out here, take a look at the tree, and actually there was a huge branch over on the side of the tree that I have recommended to be removed, which the city has, and the tree is a little bit safer. This banyan tree, which is also called a council fig, is as much a part of Bonita as any resident here. It has started as a small tree and grown with the community, survived hurricanes, tropical storms, just like we have. And in community events, we have scheduled around the tree. Artists set up their little displays underneath the canopy of this tree. The banyan tree is a meeting place. You tell your friends, I will meet you at the banyan tree in downtown Bonita. It is a destination that we go to.